Good. I think. Hello, Ben. I think we're rolling, and I completely forgot it was Friday, to be honest. But sort of, because today was a weird day. I only worked a half day, and then I went and helped a friend for a while, and then I took a nap because it's hot. So my day was a little discombobulated, and I kind of forgot it was Friday until my alarm went off, and I was like, "Oh, it's that time, Koala Kermit, you made it." Uh, I am going to talk and post a link at the same time, so if I suddenly go wonky, that's why. Because doing more than one thing at once is not easy for me. Because I don't know. I mean, really, why shouldn't I be able to multitask? As a mother, aren't you kind of supposed to be able to do that? The trick isn't multitasking, and you're going to hear some um, weird things there. It's cutting badly. Okay, that's not good to hear. What are you doing? Um, Audio is cutting in and out. I was trying to live stream from here, but now I'm wondering if the Wi-Fi can manage it. Uh, uh, well, are you live? I'm live. It hasn't been registering the pickup on the thing for a few weeks. So my handy little technical advisor is here. Why do you have so many things? You set them up, dear. I don't know how to shut them off again. Hi, Mom. Hey, Don. Well, I don't know. Um, okay. He's going to go and check it from our end. Oh, sorry, Mom. I don't know whether the audio is going to be a problem, and because it shouldn't be a problem here, because I've been able to do this from the porch with no issues, and I'm just in the dining room right now, so I don't know why. See, this is why I will never attempt to do this professionally, because I can't manage to make it work. No, if you want to do this, brother. Yes. You do know if you want to do this more high quality, just ask. I'll spend like a weekend and just troubleshoot and make this system nearly infallible. But you've never really given me the intention that you cared enough. Well, I do care. I want to be able to do this and not have people not be able to hear me. I mean, not that I ever want to try and build a huge audience, but if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it right. And Dawn, I sympathize. Stubborn dog is not good. Eh. Kermit, I'm afraid if it's cutting out, well, I don't know. Ben's saying it's better. It's not cutting out. It's getting randomly really loud and then really quiet. Oh. So let me try. Right. Is it even using this microphone? It should be using that microphone, but if it's not, that would be the issue because the laptop sound card is bad. Right, Ben, the weekly tutorial on how not to live stream. Remember how I talked about what? Buying a box computer? Buying a box. What's a box computer? A $200 computer off of Amazon? Oh, right. I did talk about just a little computer, not a major, gonna game with it. That might be the solution, is to have something that's dedicated to this rather than, um, Yeah, I'm wondering if it's not actually picking up the microphone, if it's using the desktop audio, that would solve. Um, I'm sorry, Mom. The desktop audio, that would mean be why I was cutting in and out.
Outside working, you could actually spend some time troubleshooting. I'll be back in a second.
I thought you were asleep.
I was outside moving lumber out of your truck. I
He
came
was
to ask you how we move the door out.
he was unloading the truck, which is a good thing because I need it in the morning. I'm going to go pick up some straw bales for the garden prep. I don't plan to put in a garden until fall, but the straw bales are in season now, so I will get them and stash them someplace where they'll stay more or less dry. And now he's walking towards me with a tangle of cords and
Scooch.
well, the video works, yes, I know that, but unfortunately it's the audio that's the problem.
Scooch. I need better. No, chit. No, chit. Still in frame, but I gotta have better access and you gotta have a microphone. Okay, there goes the microphone.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the problem is that this setup just got moved. I walked it from, yeah, all right. So
So I don't think that
Ben
microphone
says the
working.
laptop microphone is working. So let's
Take that.
okay, I've now unhooked the microphone entirely. And Johan is getting ready to.
Okay, so
We're troubleshooting on the go. Yeah, no, I know about the.
Audio's about to cut out.
So, well, the audio is already
Audio is gone.
cutting.
We're gonna go for audio input capture. We're just gonna make a new one. So that's pulling in, and I'm gonna pull it in from there. So that's
Okay.
yeah, that's taking the audio right now.
Okay, Alan says that's better. All right, so hopefully this does the trick. I appreciate you all giving me feedback and bearing with me.
Hey, at least you don't have like 1,000 people waiting on you and your like livelihood. That's what professional streamers have to deal with.
Well, and I know that, and that's part of the reason I don't. When I say I want to be professional, I don't actually mean I want to have 1,000 people.
If you want to be professional, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna paint that segment of wall green.
No.
Yes.
I don't want a green wall.
Actually, so we're gonna find a wall and we're gonna basically fill it with like bookcases, and it's gonna
that
be
wall over there is going to be.
yeah, but it's gonna be the designated streaming space. It'll be able to move out, but it's like that. So that's the first thing, because getting audio good in a certain area and lighting good in a certain area. So maybe like right there, but having bookcases would fit what you do, and
Yeah.
you could put your tchotchkes on there. You have an entire box of them. They weren't even from the house.
tchotchkes.
They were from the apartment. I filled a large, yes, a large box with them. Not even books, just your tchotchkes. You can do. I just watched a video from James A. Ginny's on the Dead Meat YouTube channel. He does something called the Kill Count, which is horror movies, and he.
Yes, Koala, I am special.
I'm making sure that now was no feedback in screeching. Yes.
No, I think he's saying there wasn't any feedback,
okay.
so this is good.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, Dead Meat. He makes a series basically recapping horror movies while counting how many people die. Very fun. But he just went on this, so it's better than my actual voice. But basically, he just went on the system because he had professionals come in for his podcast, and they also did his thing, and it's spectacular. But I was actually paying attention to how he explained what he first started with for streaming.
Yeah.
And he first started with basically his computer he would use for editing, his wife, and they both had microphones, and there was 2 cameras, and they would face each other, but you couldn't tell. So they basically just face each other. So like, imagine if you and Sanford in office were just facing each other with a camera. facing at you. But his second setup would probably be a little bit better because he had a designated spot for recording.
Right.
So having lighting set up for that, honestly, like putting something in the ceiling that would be good lighting, because that's the biggest thing is audio and lighting.
Right. No, and I know lighting's a big part of it. That's actually why I moved into the dining room today.
Part of the reason I'm kind of mad that you didn't let me run Ethernet out to this room, the dining room.
We will make sure he protects his hearing. We actually were talking about getting in some range time today, and I found the ear pro the other day. So now that we're starting to unpack and find everything,
but Ethernet to this room like I wanted to, I could run Ethernet straight to the laptop. That was actually part of why I wanted to.
Well, the thing is that in the long run, I want to be able to do this in the office. I just didn't want to do it today because there's so much work that needs to be done in the office, and I wanted a reasonably attractive backdrop. We'll get the work done in the office.
It's not the work that needs to be done in the office. It's just really how... Well...
Yeah.
I'm not a lighting professional, so I don't know much on that. I just know that with that window right next to your desk, it might be hard to stream and get good lighting when you have that fun.
Well, then I put a good blind on that window and lower the blind, an insulated blind, because that's actually that window doesn't soak up as much heat as the bedroom windows do. My bedroom has south-facing and west-facing windows coming into it, 4 of them, and you can feel...
It's east. That's north.
Yes.
That's east. That's south.
That's okay.
West.
So east and south-facing windows. Yeah, I know you all know I'm unpacking everything, but I was like, I have books now, so...
The mess is worse than just unpacking. I never finished the renovation. I haven't finished the renovations at all in this house. Here, I'm just gonna peek that up a bit. Oh, wait, we're not using that camera. Peek this up a bit, see if we can get that. So, I don't know if you can see that. Oh, and I got too close to the camera. That brown stuff right between where the white and the yellow meet, that is just unpainted mess. It's like bare drywall from when they first put in the drywall. And then there's some white from when they painted it, and some yellow from when I painted it. There's no crown molding yet. Again, too close to the mic.
Goodness, that was a lot of red.
Hope your ears alright. There's no crown molding at all in the house, and the crown molding that we left is still in. And there's going to be some fun parts where we're dealing with crown molding because we ran Ethernet cabling over the crown molding
in the office
under where it went, because the 2 rooms were near the slants of the roof where we wanted to drop it down. So
I couldn't get the way the roof slants down. I couldn't get out to the very edge of the room to drop the Ethernet. So we dropped them in the inner corners and ran it along the upper edge of the ceiling in the rooms. The idea is to cover it with molding, but we haven't gotten around to doing that yet. So
for you, I'm just going to bring this down to be more sense on our bodies again. Right there, see where that says drop frames?
Yes, I don't know what that means.
So it's drop frames. You understand FPS, frames per second?
Yes.
So that is literally just how many frames never made it.
Okay.
So that's
I don't know what that means.
That means if there's a ton of them, if that percentage gets super high, your Wi-Fi is really bad, and it's not connected to the servers or something. If that's really low, like it is right now, it is good. So it's not a Wi-Fi issue.
Okay. So that's a low number then. It's telling us that right our dropped frames is about 0.9%. So I guess that's good.
So I know I just went off track, but there's
okay.
also the fun little thing of right there, CPU. And why are we only running at 30 FPS? Can I change that?
I have no idea. Sure.
Not right now. I'll fiddle around with that later. Your computer's powerful enough. I'm fairly certain you can get 60. And that'd give a little bit better of something. Not something. That'd give a little bit better smoothness,
which is probably a good thing. This computer
is right now telling me it's running on low storage, which is because I have not been using my external backups the way I should. So the dual drives on this have gotten rather full because of the artwork that I do. It's not as heavy as if I were doing video, but it still takes up a lot of space.
If you want to do this, we're using OBS, Ben, but if you want to use this in a sense of like editing your streams down into like 30-minute segments and posting on YouTube, because that is a good way of enticing people to do it, like 20-minute segments or clips, like a 5-minute clip of a quick tide tangent you went down that was pretty fun.
Well, I could also make the live streams shorter. I mean, they don't have to be an hour.
Yeah, but it's the editing it down. It's not
cutting out all the oddball stuff.
People like doing more. There was a guy who streamed for 23 days straight in something called a subathon. Basically, anytime someone subscribed to him on Twitch, which is a $5 thing, and he gets $2.50 from it, more time would be added to a counter. So he slept, ate, did everything. The stream never ended. People like long streams.
More of a gimmick. Don, I was just about to ask about whether you could cone him and not in the kennel. So
Kermit, better than the HVAC than actual wall cabling. There are little boxes, if you have the right wall cabling, that'll send Ethernet signals through like just wall power. Like I'm not exactly how it works. Not everything works with it, but it's hijacks it. It's pretty cool. It's still fully functioning. It doesn't like affect your wall power at all. What does F mean?
Farm girl. Farm girl is also Dawn. So you'll hear me talking to people because I know their actual names, not just their handles. And in Dawn's case, one of her dogs went and had a big snip. So she's trying to keep him from licking his stitches and potentially making his wound worse. But, so he's probably pretty miserable, poor puppy. So I get to see pictures occasionally of Bert and Moose, her other dog. So I don't know that you'll get to meet them or not, because I know we'd like to get together sometime, but then critters just don't understand that wounds don't need to be licked to heal them. We know what we're doing to take care of them, but it's not like you can explain that to a dog, or a cat for that matter. I know when we adopted Gidget, she still had stitches in from her spay.
I was worried about them because they were there almost a month or two after we got her.
Right, and she had been spayed like a month before we got her, so we were a little concerned that
she went to a vet visit
stitches,
pretty early on, and we were like, "Hey, what's up with these stitches? They're still there."
Yeah, the vet said it was okay. They were dissolving stitches, and they would eventually come out, and they did. There was a couple of the stitches that took a really long time to come out.
Maybe that's the reason she was so evil. It took too long.
Right, and I know Moose is iffy about people. Moose is iffy about life in general, from what you've said. So, but the part of the point of moving in here was because that way I could have the books behind me, because that's been one of the big things that we've gotten done this week is for actually unpacking books.
Have you thought about getting another device? Like I was talking about a box computer, but like a different laptop.
A different laptop.
The only recommendation for that is that you do need a good amount of CPU, because it takes quite a bit to get this processed. Because it's processing video, it's doing all this background stuff, basically. If we had chat popping up, which we don't have right now because we don't use Streamlabs OBS, and anyone who does needs to learn that they are thieves. Don't use Streamlabs OBS, use OBS. But eventually I'll add something called Stream Elements, will allow us to have chat back on here. So that can pop back up, but that takes a lot of RAM, CPU.
Yeah.
It's really CPU intensive, not RAM intensive. So you do need a good laptop to do it.
Well, I know that I have the little Mac laptop that I use to run Vellum for print publishing.
i7. That's what this computer has.
Yes. This is a gaming laptop that I bought in order to run some of the art programs. As a matter of fact, I found out today, I think it was today, maybe it was yesterday, there's an art program I'd like to be able to run, and I'm not sure I can. I think it needs better graphics than I have. I was going to run that by you. NVIDIA has a really interesting artificial intelligence program where you basically tell it what you want in terms of blocky mapped colors, and the mapped colors correspond to things like water and mountain and sky, and then it will artificially generate from a absolutely massive library of photographs, it'll generate a landscape. And it's fantastic. For the idea behind it that I found is a watercolor painter who is working on a challenge where he's doing watercolor paintings of landscapes that don't exist. So he's using this program, which the desktop is called Canvas, NVIDIA Canvas. There's a browser version called Goguen, and I may have to use a browser version because I tried downloading NVIDIA Canvas, and I think it needs
what is this for? Is this for the Mac
driver.
or for this?
It's for this. It's for
graphics.
It's the graphics card. Because I'm like
when you
one
say
or two
driver,
generations.
when you say driver,
It's telling me I don't have the driver.
No, what I'm saying is when you say drive, it's saying you don't have. Dude, drivers are super easy.
I updated the driver, but I think actually what it wants is a faster graphics card.
Okay, so something you can look at is
vMix is a good aggregator and editor, Alan says. Okay.
I'll look at that. Right now I've been using something we got off of, what's that called for editing? Humble Bundle. It's an off-brand, high-quality one. It's
one of the Corel package.
Yeah. Eventually I want to.
I think it's Pinnacle.
I think it's Pinnacle 5, a version or 2 back. No, Pinnacle 23.
Yes.
Yeah. And then I want, there's like a really big one, like the standard of YouTuber industry right now. It's something, Filmora 10. I want Filmora 10. And that's what I'm eventually going to upgrade to if we have the need for it. But yeah, I'll look at vMix as well.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I don't necessarily want to be able to make money from these streams.
It's not about money, it's pulling in an audience.
Right, exactly, because that's the idea.
You're having fun, I get that, but like pulling in more people is fun, and the best way to do that is having clips that can pull people in when you're not streaming. You only stream once a week.
Right, and that's the idea. Is right now I'm testing on friends who are very patient with me, and I appreciate that, guys. But being able to get to the point where I can do a professional level stream that I can use to build the audience and market the books is kind of the ultimate goal. And as far as it goes, the art as well, I do little tiny short, what I call art bites with time-lapse for the art. But I'd like to also be able to do time-lapse once we get fully set up.
You want to be able to stream it and then time-lapse it.
Right. I want to be able to stream actually making art.
You could technically do that right now, but the problem is just using this camera. And that's like,
yeah, it's not a good
that's
camera.
what actually like the next step is. I think I already said that the next step, but like the next step is getting proper equipment, and that is proper lighting, which doesn't have to be a lot. It just has to be some kind of stationary lighting, and that means
I actually have photography lights.
Photography lights might be a bit harsh. I don't know.
You can run them through a diffuser. And I mean, a diffuser for photography lights is as easy as taping paper over them. Thank you, Dawn. That's good to know. I need to probably do more of them. They tend to be a when I think of it thing.
And the best way to point yourself out that you don't want money is just never set up just not subscriptions. That's called memberships on YouTube. Is tips or donations.
Well, it's like I have
ring lights. They're iffy. They're not the best because it's one station. I'm thinking actually a few strips of decent LEDs.
Maybe.
Because those can be used. if you get decent ones, you can actually set the intensity and color, and if you set them up right. But that is also hard. Maybe it's just like one light, but again, it's just looking into it to figure it out. But
yeah. Yes, lights reflecting and bouncing will do the same kind of diffusion that I was talking about, and so you don't ever want direct lights onto your subject. The lighting I know about.
If you can do the lighting, I can figure out the rest. The other thing is getting a camera. That's a really big thing. I might actually be able to hijack.
Can we use the GoPro?
Not the GoPro, but your other camera.
The Canon?
Yeah, if I can get a feed out of the Canon.
You can't, though. I don't think it's set up to do that.
Shit.
So we'll do some research. I
I
know a friend
don't put the GoPro.
I know I'm perfectly where the GoPro is. I unpacked
GoPro
it and sorted it out.
That's actually some really good quality output right there, because that can do 4K at 30 FPS, which is nothing that we need, but it can do 1080p at 60 FPS.
Farm girl, you have dogs, it's close enough. They're like toddlers on 4 paws.
And then audio. It's just that the microphone we have right now is just causing us a ton of issues.
And the problem with that is that one was not cheap. I on the advice of a friend was how I set that one up. I do have another
the
microphone.
Icicle wasn't cheap. The microphone cost $20.
Okay.
I know, because that was my microphone until I realized that plugging a here, let me just
as he goes to reach out and grab it.
It's not if it's set up for streaming. It's if it can just send an output. If it can send a video output via a cable to USB. Because if I can get that output, I can do whatever I want with it. It's less about the streaming, more about can I put an output, a live output, not just outputting straight.
I don't know if the Canon has HDMI.
If you guys know anything about audio, but I took one of these and I got a cable that went straight from this to a 3.5mm jack. Not a good idea. This picks up everything. Everything.
Really, Kermit? Because it seems like they have it down pretty well at this point. So.
Are they talking about shipping me off?
Yes, they are. Ben, it's possible because I had picked up the laptop and I had moved the laptop and the microphone, and I had done that quickly because, again, I forgot it was Friday.
Even then, for $80 or 120, I can think of 2 microphones right now that we could connect up. That you don't need the Icicle for. You could connect straight to the PC, and it'll do all the bookmark.
Yeah.
You set some of the settings in the thing.
You could pet horses.
I'm not. I have a job interview with McDonald's. I don't want the job, but
I thought it was with Taco Bell.
No, Taco Bell hasn't got back to me yet. Taco Bell missed the 3 days where they said they would, so I'm not expecting anything.
Yeah,
except for 2 years from now when they randomly decide that, oh, you really want to work at Taco Bell, don't you?
It does seem to be the way things go. A $60 Yeti? I will look into that.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking about. Right. Yeti, get us the cheaper Yeti. It's really good. Just don't drop it. There was a streamer I used to watch who stopped because she broke it off stream.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Well, ultimately the plan is to set up in the office and have my rig so I'm not moving it all over the place. So Sanford just came in and
I'm stealing Sanford's spotlight in a second. Come here.
But yes, ultimately the idea is to set it up so that it's a little bit smoother, a little bit more oh, koala. At least it's just a stuffed animal when you haven't actually had a critter come in to live in the house. Of course, cats can be Cats can be a little scary, like our gremlin here. Yes. She's not a lap kitty, so, well, okay. She has timing, though.
She wants to attack the dog, so she's staying in Mother's lap. Because it's high enough she can attack the dog.
One Yeti to stream 7 people. That sounds like it would be interesting. I don't know that we're going to ever try and fit 7 people, although we could.
I will say,
the way this dining room is set up right now.
another problem this microphone has is that it is a directional.
Yes. And directional is not necessarily a bad thing.
No, but if you don't have it properly set up...
Mm-hmm. True.
If you have it pointed at you, I don't really think it's properly set up.
Mom, I'll send you a picture. I don't think this camera is good enough to actually pick up all of Sanford's shirt. Sanford is wearing a pinup girl's shirt right now.
He wore it to a restaurant where there was a bunch of children. Shame.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with
It
those.
might have been risque in 1950. It is not risque in...
Shame.
And I don't think it was risque in 1950.
Actually, the fun thing is I got an art commission. I'm supposed to be doing a pinup gal piece of art for a logo.
Can you even draw humans?
Yes.
Last I checked in, you draw them like an AI draws seizures. I don't know if you guys know what that image is. It's what...
Alan, I hear you. That is actually one of the benefits of doing video communication, is that, at least to some extent, body language comes through. And it's part of the reason I chose to do video rather than either a straight audio or a straight text.
I will say, one of the best things you can do, if you just want to do this and you want to do something different, I don't know if everyone here would be interested, would create a Discord server.
Yeah.
Set yourself as priority speaker. Which is basically a role where you keybind it, so you press tab, and when you speak, no one else can speak. And basically you could do that if you want to keep this small audience, having 7 people in a Discord server, and it's literally you just being the moderator,
right, and that's
pushing the conversation.
Yeah, and that's certainly something that could be done.
If you have
too.
priority speaker, you can basically go, stop, we're not talking about this.
Mud test the new tires. That sounds like fun, Kermit. Also messy. Are the kids old enough to help you wash the truck? Mom, even if you had a horse, I think it's a little far to ride to town from where you are. But I do understand the gas prices with your truck cannot be fun. The gas prices with my little car are not fun. Has my drop rate? Nope. Everything still seems to be all green here.
No, that's just connectivity. So it could be delayed.
Yeah.
Delayed would actually be something else you would have to pay attention for, because it wouldn't be dropping frames. It's trying to catch up. So there would be a couple moments where we might get frozen for a bit. So let me check.
Yeah, I can see why having another horse. It's not like adopting a kitten. Oh. There's been a video going around, well, a series of videos, and if you haven't seen all of them, you should find them, of a guy that stopped to rescue a kitten. Well, it wasn't just one kitten. This little flood, this army of little pointy-tailed kitties comes out of the grass and ambushes this guy. And then there's a second video where he's gotten them all in his car, and he's like, the tactical Hondo is not prepared for this. And it cracks me up.
And there's a third video of him trying to wash a bunch of kittens.
Because it probably had
I think he was doing them one at a time, but he's preparing a bath, and it's this little $12 kiddie poo you can get from Walmart. And then there's another video, I don't know when it came out, I don't know which one, but the fourth one, which I don't think a lot of people saw, was all 13 kittens fully washed, his 2 babies. He has like 2 baby children in a coach.
In a little red wagon.
Not a red wagon, but like pretty close.
Yeah.
Something that small, and he's just pulling them along because I had Sid like sightings.
It's adorable.
It is,
and it really made me want a kitten.
Yes, I wouldn't mind a second kitten. If you guys have a second kitten, contact her, not Sanford, because Sanford will say no, but her, because I want a cat that'll go on my lap, and then I want a cat I can play with. Her, like her, if I get a toy out, it's everything. But like when I want to just cuddle and I put her next to me and I kind of push her to her side so she lays down, because she lets me do that. She doesn't get too mad. I can like gently shove her and she'll flop over, and then she'll leave.
I want a kitten.
I want a kitten.
You don't need another kitten.
I want another kitten. I want a cat that'll be in my lap.
It would be nice to have a cuddle kitty. Not that kind of Mustang, Kermit. The 4-legged kind of Mustang. We had Mustangs when I was young, and I don't want a horse. We definitely don't have the facilities for it here, and it's a lot of work to have a horse that I just don't have
I want to do a cat.
the
I want
time.
a brand new kitten.
And my dad is off somewhere in Europe. They were having a cruise, but I think they found homes for all their kittens, which is good because we really didn't need to try to get a kitten out
See,
from
the
North
thing
Carolina.
is, she spends this entire stream talking about like the perspective of getting kitten, and then I go and ask her after stream, and I'm like, hey, are we actually gonna get a kitten? She's like, no, no, we're not gonna get a kitten. She brings up my hopes on stream for all you guys, and then I get nothing.
Home Free is absolutely wonderful to listen to. And as far as the saying no to a kitten, we'll see. But I'd like to be able to travel, and having pets makes it hard to travel.
The thing is, we already have a dog, and she ain't dying until I move out.
Well, no, I know. I
So,
don't want her to die anytime soon.
Adding one more cat, we have the facilities for it. I have 2 water bowls. I have a food system, and if I can just train the other cat. Okay, weird story because I don't know exactly how this happened. Gidget was definitely a street cat at kittenhood. I don't know if she was stray or feral or what, but when she was young, she definitely was. She has a clipped ear, and she definitely has some characteristics of a cat. She didn't meow much at first, a lot of chirping. It took her a week or 2 before she first meowed that I caught it.
She's sitting over here in the dining room window on top of her cat tree, looking up at
But the
a bird, I
thing I
think,
was talking about
outside.
was the fact that even with all basically the signs of a cat that came from the outside isn't used to humans, even at a young age, cats would normally, as far as I know, I'm not an expert, but like as far as I know, they show that eating issues. They will just eat any food they can get their hands on. Gidget? No.
No,
She's actually really good at monitoring her own food. I fill her bowl pretty much, not all the way full, but pretty close. And a few days later, she tells me that she wants more food.
yeah, having a traveling cat would be fun. One of the things I'm hoping to do in the next couple of years is figure out how to take my job, because I do the work from home, but it has core hours, so I have to be online during those times. And with varying amounts of actual stuff to do. Sometimes I just need to be there and monitoring emails and messages. Right? No, he knows he wouldn't be able to have animals while he's in basic training.
Oh yeah, but basic doesn't last more than what? 8 months, 6 months?
Not even that long. So, but
my plan is to get into an apartment off base as fast as possible. I'm planning to become an officer if I actually go in. Might as well.
Yeah, I mean, long-term plan, but.
And I might just go and not do it. It's not like it's my only plan. It's just like easiest, in my opinion. They will pay for 2 sets of college if I do this right. They'll pay for college before I go in, and they'll pay for college after I leave.
Well,
So I can, like,
still think I need to
flip-
have you talk to some people.
I know, but like I can flip my career on its head and just start anew if I get
Yeah,
bored.
you absolutely can.
I get bored with
You're
construction
young, you
and
have
computers.
a long time
If
to.
I spend 10 years in the Air Force and I get out and I have some money saved up, I can just flip it, just go back to college.
Nope.
Start again. I mean, starting again isn't always the best thing, but I get bored easily. That's why
That's part of the problem, yes.
Yes, but I found jobs that I would really like because they have enough variety in them.
Mm-hmm.
Like construction. Construction, if I go into contracting and and I can find a way to do this, I could be all over the map. One day welding, one day pouring concrete.
Koala, that's a good point. In basic training, you are the animal. Koala, by the way, is former military. So, yeah, Air Force ROTC is not a bad option, except I don't think he's going to take the traditional route with college. And I don't know that we have an ROTC program right here.
My plan, because someone told me about it, and it's just a plan, I don't know if it's even feasible, is to right now get 2 years in a welding certificate, basically 2-year degree in welding, and then go to the, not just the Air Force, but a few different branches and go, hey, I have this. I don't want to stay in welding. I want to go in general contracting to expand off of it. And the reason I'm doing welding in the first place is because the local community college only has welding in that field. It's really limited.
Yeah, it is. Mom, he will be talking to a recruiter, but before he talks to a recruiter, we are planning on having him talk to a couple of friends of mine who are active duty and have already expressed a desire to give him an idea of what he needs to do to get best lined up for entry into the military. And we'll hopefully be setting those up
And
sometime
I will be
soon.
seeing a recruiter sometime this summer after that's done.
Yeah, after he turns 17.
Basically, I know what they're going to tell me. I need to lose weight, I need to build muscle, and
Yeah, Koala, that does make it hard. I mean, but that...
My plan isn't to spend my whole life in the military. My plan is to get the education from the military. If it's a good career, stay. If it's not a good career, leave after they let me, and then...
And that's the thing, is you're not locked into anything.
No,
I mean,
no.
with the military, yes, you have to serve out your term.
And especially if I go into college, I think they'll want me to stay a bit longer than just 4 years, if they put me through college before.
Alan, too late. He already knows Mongo, so...
Who?
Mongo is Johnny LaForce. So,
Yeah.
his online persona is Mongo.
Maybe you shouldn't say people's names. You do have... the stream's all viewable.
Yeah, I know, but it's that one's a known public thing, so otherwise I'd have told you later. Interesting. Flight Medic has very specific. I wonder what the entry requirements that were a problem, but I don't think Coast Guard is going to work for Johan, given that we are several hours inland.
Not just that, I just don't really have any reason to join the Coast Guard.
Everybody forgets about the Coast Guard.
Well, the Coast Guard, like, in peacetime, they have the most things going on for them. They're a lot more busy and important than a lot of people think, but still, at the same time, I don't want to be the guy who went, I'm in the Coast Guard. It sucks enough that I've decided on the Air Force. People are already saying the Air Force in this comment section.
Yes, well, that's because we have...
I know. It's hard to explain, but I do understand.
Right, and Farm Girl, I'm likely to maybe say Dawn, but that's about it.
Why did I stay here?
Why did you stay where?
Why did I stay here?
And join me with the live stream?
Yeah, I don't know why I did this.
I'm glad you did.
Okay.
It's interesting to have a conversation with you and the other people, too. I mean, yes, the cat's being cute.
There's flies.
Army. Sanford was Army. Johan has been wanting to do Air Force because it's kind of a family tradition. My dad and his dad were both Air Force.
My dad and
my dad, your grandfather,
and your father's dad was Air Force.
Yes.
Sorry, what you said could be interpreted as my father was Air Force.
Oh, no. But it's one of those things that you're still very young, and you're likely to
And according
start
to you,
doing.
I've had someone in the battle
Kermit
medway.
has a good point. Coast Guard gets to shoot drug smuggler boats.
But I want to work on building stuff.
Koala bonk has two connotations, so you might want to watch that one. Your grandmother is glad that you stayed, at least, to have a chat. So yeah, he's got his summer plotted out for him, and
honestly, like the best thing the military can offer me is to basically go to a base, build a building with a team, and go to a new base and get to build another building.
With 50 calibers, Kermit. That's something that would probably be very, very impressive to fire. I am unlikely to ever have that experience because, well, frankly, I don't want to spend the money on the ammo. I'd rather spend money other places. But they do.
The reason I'm...
Goodness, Koala, I didn't realize you were that young. I mean, I should have. You're not exactly old now. But you can't have joined at 16. So...
They might have signed you up at 16.
Right.
Honestly, like, I might go to the recruiter and they're like, hey, if you sign up now, we'll pay for college. And I might just tackle that. If they'll pay for college now, like actual college, not just community college, but like actual
I have
college.
no idea. I don't
know
what they're...
It's a talk to them thing. And
Right.
of course, like, I know physically I have stuff and mentally I have stuff, but like, I don't think... If they bounce anyone who has like a general autism and ADHD stuff, they're going to be bouncing a lot of people from my generation.
Farm Girl, no, he still has it. I have seen it. Actually, it's funny because another friend of ours, I have a photo of her holding it with this look on her face, and it's absolutely massive. It dwarfs her. But the look on her face, it's just awesome. So, Aaron says his kid is an Air Force ROTC. So, he loves Norwich, which is the birthplace of the ROTC.
I'm just looking at something real quick.
He's checking the delay on the video, so he's actually looking at other
There's 9 people
things.
watching.
So, yeah, well, I mean, that's about as much as I ever get watching at any given time. Gunsmith Joe caressing the gun, yes, well, I've seen those looks, but...
Something else you should do
what?
to just bring an audience is decide early on what your main string of thoughts are going to be, and even if you rabbit hole, you always need to bounce back eventually to that main string of thought.
Oh yeah, I do that. So usually when I post that I'm going to be doing a live stream,
I know, but you need to have it in the title, and you should have a thumbnail to do that. You have, you have some kind of image editor. Just like decide Friday morning what you want to do,
right.
And then while you're not really doing anything at work, because most of the time, no offense, you're just kind of sitting there doing stuff because they don't put you to work often enough.
It will eventually get busy.
Just make a really quick thing, and if it's like you want to talk about native flowers because you're doing your garden, get a picture of a few flowers in a garden.
Yeah.
Put like a little live thing.
Oh yeah, Don, even if I try to make a plan of, okay, this is what I'm going to talk about, I'm not likely to stick to the plan because ADHD squirrel. I mean, today was basically going to be about unpacking and settling in and books, and...
I don't think we reached that at all.
Not much. I mean, we talked about using the books as a backdrop, so we've talked about books. And, I mean, really, we're also talking about unpacking and settling in as we design and set up the spaces for the different uses we're going to be using.
Something else you could look at, it would be harder to do, but if you could actually get it working, is that you could go live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. This computer is powerful enough to hold that.
Yeah, okay.
But the thing is, you would be having to bounce between both chats and such.
Yeah, that would be harder to do. I mean...
But if you have like a... a phone you have plugged in and just like on a little mount, just have that open with like your YouTube chat, have your Facebook chat up.
Again, with the whole thing though of I'm ADHD enough that one chat is distracting enough without trying to follow
Something
two
else.
chats at the
Even,
same time.
I don't know if you guys know what it is, but one of these days I really want to see if I can get something working. It's called Media Share. You guys get a basically, I would set it up for free. Normally you would send in money, and then the amount of money you did, it was a second of a YouTube clip, and you could decide when it starts. So you basically just get to watch a bunch of videos people send in.
I don't think I want to try and do that.
Okay, it would be a
So-
one-time thing, and I'm going to make you do it because I'm going to experiment with it.
I have been thinking about doing StreamYard, which would give me the ability to have people that weren't sitting next to me, because it's kind of like Zoom.
Yeah, you
but
basically
you
want
can do
few people
podcasts.
on at the same time.
Right.
You can actually use Zoom pretty successfully for that. The only podcast I listen to on a regular basis, Safety Third, run by William Osmond and a few other YouTubers of the same caliber. Now
Is it related to Mike Rowe? Because he does the safety third thing.
Mike Rowe?
Mike Rowe, yeah, like Dirty Jobs Mike Rowe.
No, the Safety Third might be originating from that, but the Safety Third is a joke on William Osmond's channel because he built an X-ray machine in his basement because he was mad about American healthcare. I don't care if you don't like the part about X-ray.
X-rays are pretty potent stuff.
But he made a working X-ray in his basement.
Oh gosh. I
This
wish
dude
we
made
could
an
do more
electrified
fun.
rug to get his roommate to stop stomping on the ceiling. And then and since his roommate was from Hawaii, he made some spam sushi and put them over. That was fun. Masubi. He put some over there to trick him.
Masubi's
These things
good.
sound fun until you realize that it was just like a electric fence
Yeah,
on the ground.
yeah. We used to use electric mesh fencing for the critters. That stuff was not fun to step on with bare feet.
And he went to the store trying to find one that would be good for his thing. And he called because he didn't want to say human, he said a very large hairless dog when describing his roommate.
Oh.
Safety. What was I saying about Safety Third?
It was the only podcast you listened
Oh,
to.
yeah,
consistently.
they use Zoom. Right now, yeah, they use Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Or something like it. They use a video conference call. That's what they do.
Ben wants to know if it was a digital X-ray or film X-ray.
I can't remember. I know he I think it was film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because yeah, that was film because, wait, no. It bounced down, bounced back, and then he took a picture of it. I think that's how it worked. Because it didn't embed itself in something. If you want, you can watch the video. Just look up William Osmond X-ray. He made a second video commenting on all the comments going, this was a very dumb idea. You shouldn't have done this. He also saved up a bunch of money and bought a battle bot from the TV show.
Oh, fun.
And he destroyed a bunch of stuff with it and destroyed it.
You realize I have a couple of friends that do BattleBots?
If only I went to
I
CTC.
need to get you to LibertyCon.
CTC had battle bots. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
I really wish I got to go to CTC. CTC had aeronautics mechanic class.
Aeronautic.
Aeronautic mechanics class.
Because
They had-
aeronautic mechanics is a whole different...
Okay, they had actual planes and actual engines you got to work on. They had welding classes, carpentry classes, programming classes. Miami
So what
CTC.
what he's talking
Dayton, Ohio
about was
great.
the basically the technical high school.
Yeah, it was the last
the
2
trade
years.
School.
It was the last 2 years of high school, and part time you would do actual high school, and the other time you would do technical. And it was, I think, 9 different school districts. All of us were pretty big, so it was pretty competitive to get in. But it wasn't, you had to be a straight A student to get in. It was, you just had a passion for it. That's what I love. Because it was basically just, do you have a passion for this?
Well, that's what I was...
Are you gonna get better at school? Are you gonna show improvement because you have something?
That's kind of what I was hoping to find with the local community college here, was a program where you can take some introductory stuff I was a little disappointed that they only offer 2-year certificates and stuff.
Miami was not just introductory.
No, I
Miami
realize that, but
was-
I'm just talking about the local one.
They
So
had
the
some
question-
talented people.
The question about what else do we have unpacked, as far as books go, I have got most of the books that we had at the apartment unpacked, which is kind of a random selection
We have
of...
all these. The entire collection of how to cook stuff. Shellfish.
Yeah, a friend gave Johan the Time Life cookbook set, which is very much more instructional than it is actually cookbooks. But as far as what's unpacked, it's kind of a random selection of, I've got part of my mythology collection here, not a lot of fiction yet. The Encyclopedia Britannica set, which we actually bought while we were at the apartment, and it's a 1949 set, so it's part history and part encyclopedia. Johan was impressed when we first got the Encyclopedia Britannica because while it was written, Winston Churchill was still alive.
Yeah, because we looked at Winston Churchill, and it didn't have his death date.
Right.
Which it took me a second to realize what's wrong with this. This is missing something. You have some old stuff.
I do have some old stuff. A little bit of my antique books have made it in, but most of those are still in the storage unit. And we will get more unpacked as we go because I plan to build some bookshelves, and I'm still trying to figure out how to design those so that...
Oh wait, I thought I told you I already had a design.
Yeah, but I want to be able to design them.
But I want to make them.
We'll figure it out. But once we build the bookshelves, which also involves painting a couple of walls right now that were put up as backers for the bookshelves.
No, just leave them as is. Once you have a bunch of books in front of them, it doesn't matter.
I would like to paint that white. I don't want it to just be raw.
Fine, but you're painting it.
I will paint it. I don't have a problem with that.
We are painting so many things in this house white just to make it white and out of our way.
Well, there's
We bought
nothing wrong with
5 cans of white paint.
Because I have so many books that are going on the walls that it really doesn't matter what the color of the paint behind the books. But
streaming wise, basically, when you have a second, we'll sit down, make a list of things we'll need to purchase, and we'll purchase them. We can purchase them one by one.
yeah,
I think the next thing is just gonna have to be audio. We're gonna
focus on fixing the audio
I'll
problems.
throw you the $80 Yeti microphone, and if you can purchase that, and then one of these days I'll do the old-fashioned system of setting up the microphone, sitting down and press the record button, not the stream button, and stop it, listen to what I said and how it worked, and following an instructional video of what all these little changes do, and get that working. And if I can get it set up, it should be as easy as plug and play. I had that set up, but I had it set up on Streamlabs for her. But if you guys don't know, I will quickly go over it. Basically, I said Streamlabs were thieves. It came out that Streamlabs just stole everything. OBS is a free platform. It's what we're running on now. It's why it's called Streamlabs OBS. It's because it's built off of it. They never asked permission, but they technically had. They didn't have to, but they actually stole some stuff that they just weren't allowed to. Like almost the entire thing is built off of it. They have had some issues with. It's hard to explain, but just not a good pillar of the community.
No, that's fine. We won't use them. Now, as far as streaming goes for next week, I will not be at home next week.
Friday, where will we be Friday?
Friday, I'm not sure exactly where we'll be at this time. We might still be in transit.
If we we can do a stream. It'll just be awful.
Yes, we're not going to do a stream while we're driving.
We could do a video. We could if we can find the GoPro, make a video, and then I don't mind editing it. Basically, a trip down to Corpus.
Yeah, we
Just
could do that.
cut out the beginning part, and because Corpus is big enough that we can, but putting a video on the internet with a general area of where we live can be problematic. Even if you even if you never plan to do that,
Right.
you just take one idiot. And
But
do the
we're
maths.
traveling down to Corpus Christi to see the girls, and we'll be seeing some friends along the way. So I am not going to try and do a live stream next week, but we will do some kind of a static video, kind of a
not even
travel
static. I'll pull out my phone every once in a while and just hit the record button and splice that in with some fast time lapse video of us.
Time traveling.
Yes, time traveling. We're going to break some laws from the future that don't even exist yet. If they don't outlaw time travel in the future, all reality is screwed. Unless we have a fun multiverse theory. I really wish we could hit that form of sci-fi in this day and age. Instead, we just got AIs and video editing software so powerful that if someone gets enough frames of my face from images, they can make me say or do whatever they want. You can do it right now. You can tell, but I don't know if you've seen how good the Avengers CGI has gotten. Imagine someone with a lot of time, not even money, just time and hatred to perfect it. It'll be.
That sounds like someone on the internet.
Yeah, exactly. That is just. Politics is going to get so much worse.
We talked about possibly doing some videos of the work being done in the house, and he's actually got a bunch of photos that he took of the work that he did in the house.
What we can do is we can set it up so if you guys want to have one. No, seriously, we could do this.
At this
we
point,
could. It wouldn't be a video, but what we
through.
could do is we could do a live stream. I don't mind sitting down and doing another live stream, and it'll just be a slideshow of all the images in order. It'll cut out after a bit because when she moved in, I wasn't taking many pictures.
I've been taking a few.
But I took before and after pictures for most of the rooms when I did the pulling everything out. So maybe not these rooms, but I have the pictures. We should be able to pull up the pictures, I think on Zillow or something, of what the house looked like when they were selling it.
I saved those. Kermit says he's kidding.
No, we can still do it if you guys want.
We can do a video that kind of shows the progress.
Not even a video, like a live stream. I can set it up so there's a button, and if we press I think I press this. Yes, it does that. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. I don't think they could I don't think they could hear us. I pressed the space button. It's set up for past experiment, the cooking video, the cooking live stream.
Which is another thing we won't be able to do.
Yeah, I can get that set up.
Because I'm starting to do Eat This, Will You Read That again.
If we set that up, I would have to be in the background controlling your laptop for you, and we'd probably...
I vote for the draft horses named Bull and Dozer as well. All right, folks. I think I am going to wrap up the stream for this evening, and again, I won't do a live stream this coming Friday.
You might get a video, might not. If we're tired, I apologize.
It's one of those things that they understand. Traveling is stressful. So, yes, Eat This, Will You Read That is coming back, so we'll probably be doing some cooking videos upcoming.
Maybe
and
some cooking live streams.
Cooking live streams would be fun too. They were quite amused at the last one that we did with the lamb. But anyhow, all right, folks. Kubota and Caterpillar are also good horse names. Yes.
How about Horse A and Horse B? Simple. Horse A, Horse B.
Yes. All right. We'll talk to you guys in a couple of weeks.
Wait, if you do that, you have to get the chalk paint that you can put on horses, and you have to write a long one on them. No. Best senior prank. If I was still in high school and I could do a senior prank, what I would do is I would get 3 pigs, write 1, 2, and 4 on them, and release them into the school. And they'd spend the rest of the time just looking for 3.
Night, folks.